Is it okay to clean your mechanical filtration from your aquarium filters in tap water? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, this whole topic came up because I had somebody comment on a video that I made about one of the filters I've reviewed where I was cleaning the media inside the filter. And I happen in a couple of videos to clean the mechanical filtration, which is sponges. So, like here we have some AquaClear sponges. This is mechanical filtration. This will collect debris and all kinds of things. And yes, it will house some beneficial bacteria as well. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But the person basically commented saying you should be using tank water or dechlorinated water to clean your sponges because you might be destroying some beneficial bacteria. So I thought I'd do a video about this. First we should explain briefly, because this video isn't wholly about the nitrification process, but this is the process that maintains the balance in your aquarium and eats fish poop and basically eats the ammonia and turns it into something less harmful that we take out through water changes. Now the bacteria that complete this process live in your aquarium, all over your aquarium, in your substrate, on your rocks, on your glass, on your plants, on your artificial plants. But to a large extent, they also live in your filter, whatever filter you have. In the case of the AquaClear, this is going to be a little hang on the back, and this will be the first stage mechanical filtration in that filter. But those types of filters ordinarily have what's called biological media. This is a huge bag of just miscellaneous biological media that I have hanging around. But this is primarily going to be for your beneficial bacteria. Well, does beneficial bacteria live in the sponge? Yes, to an extent it does too. And in fact, if you have sponge filters running in your tanks, like all of these tanks on this wall have sponge filters, this is going to be the only thing in the tank. So, but in a lot of filters, it's going to have some form of biological media, like these rings from Marineland or wherever they're from. So the beneficial bacteria we've established lives in this filter media. However, studies have shown that in the short amount of time it takes you to clean, like say your sponge under the tap water to get it really clean, you aren't killing all of the beneficial bacteria, and in fact you're doing little impact to the beneficial bacteria. Some may die, yes, but in reality it's not killing all of your beneficial bacteria, so you shouldn't be harming the cycle of your filter or the beneficial bacteria inside of your filter all that much, or to an extent that's going to be noticeable inside your tank. And in fact, I've done this for years and I've never noticed any problem whatsoever. And more to the point, before I knew a lot about fish keeping and really got in depth into the hobby, and I've got multiple tank syndrome like I do now, I only had one tank and I had a canister filter running on that tank, and I didn't even bother to clean the biological media in tank water or dechlorinated water. I ran everything under the sink, and I did that for years on end, and I never had a problem. So it just goes to show you that even with your biological media, the media that's housing the bulk of your beneficial bacteria, it's still not destroying all of that beneficial bacteria. And in fact, based on my experience, and you can look at biological studies, it isn't destroying all that much beneficial bacteria. So it's not doing that much harm to your tank, and it's getting things nice and clean. I still recommend you clean your biological media using some tank water or some dechlorinated water just to be safe. But even if you didn't, it's probably not going to have that much impact on your cycle in your tank. And in fact, if you want to check out more information about that, I'll link a video down below to Primetime Aquatics, who they run their entire fish room of like 70 tanks or 75 tanks on sponge filters, and they clean all of their sponge filters under the tap. And they also have no issues with their tanks. So clearly this isn't destroying the beneficial bacteria that complete the nitrification process and keep your tank healthy and vibrant. Now, one thing I really like to do with my sponge filters is I do clean them in tank water, but I primarily clean them in tank water because I want to take that bucket of water and then water my house plants and also my garden plants with it, because it's got so much fish poop and good nutrients that the plants would really like to use. So when I clean my sponge filters, I do tank water or use tank water, but primarily because I want to save that water and that debris for the plants. And if you're running them under the sink, obviously you're just dumping everything down the sink, so you're not going to get to take advantage of that good nutrients for your plants. Now, ultimately, you're going to want to do what works for you. You don't have to listen to me, and I know this is a subject that people debate about all the time. All I'm telling you is that you can do this, and it doesn't negatively affect your tank. Do what's comfortable for you, but cleaning your mechanical filtration or tap water is totally fine. So, thanks for checking this video out, and we'll see you in the next one.